Welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about the past few weeks in British tennis and just how much of a success it's been for the LTA and everybody involved. As we all know, sport stopped across the world in around March time due to the coronavirus pandemic, and the LTA have really done a fantastic job over the past few months to get events on and very high quality events too. Obviously, we've had the British Tour, the Progress Tour, and lastly the Battle of the Brits event, which was organised by Jamie Murray. The National Tennis Centre has been a fantastic host for the events. The courts have played fantastic. The weather was great last week, which was very helpful in an outdoor event. And also well done to Barry Fulcher, Olivia Nichols, and Alicia Barnett, who got the Progress Tour up and running. That was also a fantastic event for British women's tennis. This week, I think Heather Watson is one of the standout players. I thought she was outstanding, and I mentioned in a few videos that I think it's important for Heather to have a real injury-free spell now. I think she's a top 30 player on a day. I think she's capable of beating anybody on a day, particularly on a hard court. She's got fantastic ground strokes, very aggressive. Started this year very well, obviously winning that title in Mexico before lockdown, but I think it's good to see Heather back in court now, fit again. She played outstanding again this week, winning most of her singles matches, and yeah, she was one of the highlights of the week. But for me, Jodie Burrage has stole the show. Also in the Progress Tour, I can't imagine how many matches she's played now. I think it was 15, 16 days at the end of the Progress Tour, and this week she's played singles and doubles again. But Jodie's a player who's got a massive amount of talent, huge potential. I think this 21-year-old, she's already had 3 major ankle injuries, which is a massive shame, but she looks really fit now, playing with real confidence. You can see she's a player that's been winning matches, really happy to take on the short ball, likes to move into the court, very powerful forehand and backhand. You can see she's playing well, feeling good in herself and confident that she can beat anybody that she comes up against, and she's doing just about that. Her singles results have been fantastic over the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm sure she's a player that can't wait for the tour to get back underway so she can continue that confidence and hopefully start winning ITF and WTA events. And also shout out to Emma Raducanu, who I think is again somebody who's gonna rise the rankings very, very quickly and start winning titles. A lot of people have been very impressed by her this week, and it's no surprise. This 17-year-old already beating ranked players, winning ITF events. And I mentioned on Twitter yesterday, I think it's important that we don't hype her up too much too early. We've seen with Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka, who have came onto the scene and had that early stardom, but a lot of people expect them to go on and become world number ones and win future Grand Slams, and it's a very, very difficult sport. And I think for Raducanu, you could say the sky's the limit. She works very hard on and off court. She's got a great team around her. She speaks well. She seems to love playing the sport, and she's got all the shots in the book. Very, very talented. Knows how to win, and of course she's got a super potential. She's got the potential to be a serious player and move in the top 100 very, very soon. But I think it's important for the media not to get on her back too much and just sort of enjoy her for the player she is, and just let her keep her head down and keep getting the results on court, and the support will follow. Also on the women's side, you've got the likes of Katie Bolton, who's had a fantastic few weeks in the Progress Tour, doing battle with Jodie Burrage. You've got Harriet Dart, who played very well this week in singles and doubles. Katie Swan is another player who was climbing the rankings. Unfortunately suffered that injury at the Progress Tour, but she hadn't played for a long, long time, so hopefully it's just nothing serious and more because of the timeout. Maya Lumsden won an event a few weeks ago and obviously won her singles match yesterday. I think she's a player, obviously Scottish number 1, that can again rise the rankings very quickly and win a lot of ITF events. Sarah Beth Gray's had success in singles and doubles, and on the Progress Tour, the likes of Anna Popescu, Esther Adeshina, Nell Miller had a fantastic Progress Tours in the Division 1 group, and again players that have done very well in the ITF circuit and will be looking to continue this winning confidence, and they've all played well over the past few months, and I'm sure all our British players can't wait to get back on tour now. And start earning them ranking points and climbing the rankings. On the men's side, you've got the likes of Jay Clark, who hasn't played this week. Jack Draper, who unfortunately got injured. He's a very exciting player, around 17, 18 year olds. Has obviously reached that Wimbledon junior final. There's a lot of high hopes for him. I think him and Raducanu are the two you look to sort of carry the torch of British tennis over the next few years when the time comes for Andy Murray and Joe Cotton to step aside. I think Jan Troinski's earned a lot of plaudits this week, done very well, just 22-year-old, looks a very, very good singles player in particular. And yeah, just I think I mentioned on Twitter the other day, is around 20-25 players who, you know, are very young and are playing very good tennis at the minute, very fit and dedicated to the sport, and I think British tennis is in very, very good hands. I think the more people that we can get supporting the sport, supporting these players, the more coverage we can get from the likes of the BBC and the LTA, the better. And that's just the whole point of my blog and my YouTube channel and Twitter page, to give these players more and more exposure. I have done video interviews with the likes of Anna Popescu, Esther Adesina, Tiffany William, Ryan Peniston, just to name a few. So if you have become interested in British tennis this week and want to check out some interviews with players just to learn a little bit more about them and how they started in the sport, then do check them out. But just lastly, yeah, I think it's important that the LTA really use this momentum now. You know, they've had a great platform, the BBC. The events have been fantastic. Obviously, yesterday's Battle of the Brits event, going out in the very final match, which was brilliant. You know, it always creates for drama, and I think it was fitting that Andy Murray was part of the winning doubles team that won the event for the Bulldogs. But just anybody who is watching my videos or watching British tennis the first time, just get following the players on social media, get following the LTA social channels, follow their careers, and there's plenty of UK events next year around the country, which will hopefully be allowed for fans, and they really are fantastic events. I've been lucky enough for myself to go to a few, and when the weather's hot, the tennis is fantastic. You know, as I say, we've got lots of talented British players, and do support their careers as much as you can if you have enjoyed last week. Next year I am hoping to go to a lot of UK events and do coverage from my YouTube channel and my blog and from my Twitter, just posting updates and interviews with players, analysing players, and just lastly, just give me a follow on Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be covering British tennis as much as I can. It's something I do thoroughly enjoy doing. And just lastly, I'm going to be starting a new series when tennis resumes properly, hopefully very soon, and it's going to be called Follow GB. At the end of every month, I'm just going to be doing a roundup of British success that month. I'll be analysing each player that's won an event or done well at an event, and just talking about how their careers are progressing, and just updating fans on how our British players are getting on, because it's not something that I think we see enough of. So that will become a regular thing once tennis resumes. But yeah, I just hope everybody's enjoyed the last few weeks. Again, congratulations to the LTA and the likes of Jamie Murray and Barry Fulcher. I think they've all just done a fantastic time of organising high quality events in what was a very difficult time. And lastly, to the players that turned up, obviously there's always a slight risk of turning up to events like this during this time, but I think all the players have followed protocols and produced fantastic tennis. Particularly the event last week, the team event, was fantastic, and there's been talk of it becoming a regular thing, which I think would be great. But yeah, that's all. Just thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.